Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about a powerful journey. We all share the journey of self-improvement. We live in a world that often pressures us to meet external standards and compare ourselves to others. However, the most significant growth comes from within. Improving ourselves is not just about achieving success or accumulating accolades, it's about embracing our imperfections, nurturing our potential, and becoming the best versions of ourselves. Self-improvement is a deeply personal and often challenging journey. It requires vulnerability and the courage to face our weaknesses, but it's also a journey filled with opportunities for growth, connection, and authenticity. Acknowledge that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Allow yourself to be open to new experiences, which can lead to personal growth. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding, especially during moments of failure or difficulty. Recognize that you're doing your best and that it's okay to struggle. Regularly reflect on the things you are grateful for. This simple practice can shift your mindset, helping you focus on the positives in your life. Instead of pursuing goals that society expects, identify what truly matters to you. Set intentions that align with your values and passions. Surround yourself with supportive people who can provide honest feedback. Embrace constructive criticism as an opportunity to learn and grow. Life will present challenges, and it's essential to develop resilience. Learn to adapt, bounce back from setbacks, and maintain a positive outlook. Foster deep, authentic relationships. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift you can create a supportive environment for growth. Shift your focus from striving for perfection to embracing growth. Celebrate small victories and understand that progress is often nonlinear. Regularly take time to reflect on your experiences, choices, and feelings. This self-awareness can guide your journey and highlight areas for improvement. Understand that self-improvement is a lifelong journey. Be patient with yourself and recognize that meaningful change takes time and effort. Embracing vulnerability is a transformative act that invites us to shed the armor we often wear in our daily lives. In a society that often equates strength with stoicism and self-sufficiency, it takes immense courage to acknowledge our fears, insecurities, and uncertainties. Vulnerability is not about weakness, it's about being open and authentic, revealing our true selves even when it feels risky. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we create space for genuine connection with others. It's in those raw moments of honesty that we foster deeper relationships and build trust, both with ourselves and those around us. When we embrace vulnerability, we invite growth into our lives. We recognize that making mistakes and facing challenges are integral parts of the human experience. Each setback provides an opportunity to learn, adapt, and emerge stronger. By sharing our struggles, we also encourage others to do the same, breaking down the barriers of isolation and loneliness that many of us face. In these shared moments of vulnerability, we discover that we are not alone, we are part of a larger tapestry of human experience. Moreover, embracing vulnerability allows us to cultivate self-compassion. It's an acknowledgement that being imperfect is part of what it means to be human. Rather than criticizing ourselves for our flaws, we learn to approach them with kindness and understanding. This shift in perspective empowers us to take risks and pursue our dreams, knowing that failure does not define our worth. Instead, it becomes a stepping stone on our path to becoming more resilient and authentic. The act of embracing vulnerability also challenges societal norms and expectations. It encourages us to question the unrealistic standards we often set for ourselves, reminding us that authenticity is far more valuable than perfection. By stepping into our vulnerability, we create an environment where others feel safe to do the same, fostering a culture of acceptance and understanding. Ultimately, embracing vulnerability is a profound act of self-love. It requires us to acknowledge our fears and uncertainties, but also to embrace the beauty of our imperfections. By opening ourselves to the possibility of connection and growth, we not only enrich our own lives, but also inspire those around us to do the same. In this journey, we discover that vulnerability is not a destination, but a continuous process, one that leads us to a more fulfilling and authentic existence. Cultivating self-compassion is an essential practice that allows us to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we would offer a close friend. It begins with recognizing that we are all human, which means we are all imperfect and prone to mistakes. Instead of harshly criticizing ourselves for our shortcomings, self-compassion encourages us to approach our struggles with warmth and gentleness. This shift in perspective is vital because it opens the door to healing and growth. When we cultivate self-compassion, we learn to acknowledge our feelings without judgment. It's natural to experience pain, disappointment, and self-doubt, but how we respond to these feelings makes all the difference. Instead of burying our emotions or suppressing them in the name of strength, we can allow ourselves to feel and process them. This acceptance creates a safe space where we can confront our vulnerabilities without the fear of being unworthy or less than. It reminds us that everyone faces challenges and we are not alone in our struggles. Self-compassion also involves recognizing our common humanity. Often we fall into the trap of feeling isolated in our experiences, believing that we are the only ones who feel this way. However, embracing the idea that suffering and imperfection are part of the shared human experience helps to diminish the feelings of isolation. When we realize that everyone faces difficulties, we can foster a sense of connection that nurtures our emotional well-being. Practicing self-compassion means responding to ourselves with care and support, especially during difficult times. It invites us to replace negative self-talk with affirming and encouraging words. Instead of saying, "I'm such a failure," we can shift our inner dialogue to something like, "I did my best," and that's enough. This compassionate response allows us to learn from our experiences without being weighed down by self-criticism. Moreover, cultivating self-compassion can significantly improve our mental health. Research has shown that those who practice self-compassion tend to experience lower levels of anxiety, depression, and stress. By being gentle with ourselves, we create an environment conducive to personal growth and resilience. We learn to bounce back from setbacks more readily and to approach future challenges with a healthier mindset. Self-compassion is not about making excuses for our behavior or neglecting our responsibilities. Rather, it's about holding ourselves accountable while still acknowledging our humanity. It encourages us to strive for growth without the burden of perfection. We can set goals and work toward self-improvement while understanding that we will inevitably stumble along the way. Ultimately, cultivating self-compassion is a lifelong journey. It requires practice and patience, especially in a world that often promotes self-judgment and comparison. But the rewards are profound. As we learn to be kinder to ourselves, we build a solid foundation for emotional resilience and authentic connection with others. In embracing self-compassion, we unlock the potential for greater happiness, fulfillment, and a deeper understanding of our shared humanity. Practicing gratitude is a powerful and transformative habit that can profoundly impact our overall well-being and perspective on life. At its core, gratitude invites us to shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. It encourages us to pause and reflect on the positive aspects of our lives, even amidst challenges and difficulties. This practice is not just a fleeting feeling, it's an intentional choice to cultivate an attitude of appreciation for both the big and small things that enrich our lives. When we actively practice gratitude, we train our minds to recognize and savor moments of joy, connection, and beauty. It might be as simple as appreciating the warmth of the sun on our skin, the smile of a loved one, or the comfort of a cozy home. These seemingly mundane moments, when acknowledged, can create a profound sense of contentment and happiness. By regularly expressing gratitude, we learn to find joy in the everyday, which can lead to a more positive outlook on life. Additionally, gratitude has the power to shift our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. In a world that often emphasizes competition and comparison, it's easy to feel that we are never enough or that we don't have what it takes to succeed. However, by focusing on what we are thankful for, we cultivate a sense of abundance. We recognize that we have resources, support, and opportunities available to us, which fosters resilience and encourages us to embrace new challenges with a hopeful heart. Practicing gratitude also enhances our relationships. When we express appreciation for others, we strengthen our connections and create a positive ripple effect in our social circles. A simple thank you can deepen bonds, foster trust, and inspire reciprocity. This expression of gratitude not only uplifts others, but also reinforces our sense of belonging and community. It reminds us that we are not alone in our journey, we are supported by those around us, and our connections enrich our lives in countless ways. Moreover, the practice of gratitude can act as a powerful antidote to negative emotions. When we find ourselves caught in cycles of anxiety, stress, or disappointment, turning our attention to what we appreciate can help to interrupt those patterns. Gratitude encourages us to acknowledge our struggles while also recognizing the light that exists alongside them. This balanced perspective allows us to navigate difficult times with grace and resilience, understanding that joy and sorrow can coexist. To truly cultivate a habit of gratitude, it can be helpful to establish a routine. Some may find joy in keeping a gratitude journal where they write down a few things they are thankful for each day. Others might take a moment each evening to reflect on their day and identify moments of gratitude. Whatever the practice may be, consistency is key. Over time, these small acts can lead to significant shifts in our mindset, helping us to become more attuned to the beauty and richness of our lives. Ultimately, practicing gratitude is about creating a lens through which we view the world. It invites us to embrace vulnerability by recognizing that we need others and that we are deeply interconnected. As we cultivate gratitude, we not only enhance our own well being, but also contribute to a culture of appreciation and kindness. In a world that often seems divided and chaotic, gratitude becomes a bridge connecting us to ourselves and to one another. By fostering this practice, we empower ourselves to live more fully, deeply, and joyfully. Setting meaningful goals is a profound act of self discovery and intentional living. It goes beyond the surface level of ambition. It is about aligning our aspirations with our values, passions, and the life we truly want to lead. Meaningful goals serve as guiding stars on our journey, illuminating our path and helping us navigate the inevitable twists and turns of life. When we take the time to reflect on what truly matters to us, we begin to uncover our deepest desires and motivations. This process often requires vulnerability, as it involves examining our values and recognizing what resonates with our authentic selves. By asking ourselves questions such as, "What do I want to achieve?" or "What brings me joy?" we can set goals that reflect our true essence, rather than those imposed by societal expectations or external pressures. Once we identify our meaningful goals, it's essential to break them down into actionable steps. This practice empowers us to take tangible steps toward our aspirations, making them feel attainable rather than overwhelming. Each small step forward is a victory in itself, and celebrating these milestones fosters a sense of accomplishment and motivation. It also reinforces the idea that progress is not always linear. It's about taking one step at a time, learning from setbacks, and remaining resilient in the face of challenges. Setting meaningful goals also invites us to embrace our imperfections and the reality that we may not always achieve them in the way we envisioned. Life is unpredictable, and there will be moments when our plans may need to shift or change altogether. However, the essence of setting meaningful goals lies in the journey, not just the destination. By cultivating a growth mindset, we can view setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth, allowing us to adjust our goals in a way that aligns with our evolving selves. Moreover, meaningful goals provide us with a sense of purpose and direction. They encourage us to step outside our comfort zones and challenge ourselves in ways that promote personal growth. This process requires courage, as it often involves confronting our fears and doubts. However, by leaning into these uncomfortable feelings, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences that can enrich our lives. As we pursue our goals, it's crucial to remain connected to our motivations and values. Regularly revisiting our reasons for setting these goals helps to keep us grounded and focused. It serves as a reminder of why we started in the first place and reinforces our commitment to living authentically. When our goals align with our core values, we create a sense of harmony in our lives that can lead to increased satisfaction and fulfillment. In a world that often glorifies achievement and success, setting meaningful goals reminds us to prioritize what truly matters. It invites us to engage in a process of self-reflection and introspection that fosters personal growth and resilience. Ultimately, it's not just about reaching the finish line, it's about embracing the journey, learning from our experiences, and honoring our authentic selves along the way. By setting meaningful goals, we empower ourselves to create lives filled with purpose, joy, and connection. Seeking feedback is a courageous and essential practice that fosters growth and self-awareness. It requires us to step outside of our comfort zones and embrace vulnerability, opening ourselves up to the insights and perspectives of others. In a culture that often celebrates individual achievement and self-reliance, asking for feedback can feel daunting. However, it is a powerful tool that allows us to gain clarity, improve our skills, and strengthen our relationships. When we actively seek feedback, we demonstrate a willingness to learn and grow. It signals to ourselves and others that we value different perspectives and are committed to our personal development. Feedback can take many forms, whether it's constructive criticism, supportive encouragement, or honest reflections from those we trust. Embracing these insights can provide us with a more comprehensive understanding of our strengths and areas for improvement. One of the most profound aspects of seeking feedback is that it encourages us to confront our blind spots, those areas where we may not be fully aware of how our actions impact others or how we can improve. This self-discovery process requires humility, as it often involves acknowledging our shortcomings and being open to change. However, it is within this vulnerability that we find opportunities for growth. When we welcome feedback with an open heart and mind, we allow ourselves to evolve in ways we might not have anticipated. Feedback can also enhance our relationships, fostering deeper connections built on trust and authenticity. When we invite others to share their thoughts and feelings, we create an environment where open communication thrives. This practice not only enriches our interactions, but also encourages those around us to share their perspectives freely. By modeling this behavior, we contribute to a culture that values honesty and collaboration, making it easier for everyone to engage in meaningful dialogue. Moreover, seeking feedback helps us to develop resilience. In a world that often prioritizes perfection, it's easy to feel discouraged by criticism. However, when we approach feedback as an opportunity for learning rather than a personal attack, we cultivate a more constructive mindset. This shift allows us to view setbacks as stepping stones on our journey rather than insurmountable obstacles. The more we practice receiving feedback, the more we build our emotional resilience and ability to navigate challenges. To make the most of the feedback we receive, it's essential to remain open and curious. Instead of becoming defensive or dismissive, we can approach feedback with a sense of gratitude and a desire to understand. Asking clarifying questions, reflecting on the insights offered, and considering how we can apply this feedback to our lives are all vital components of this process. This level of engagement not only enhances our understanding but also reinforces our commitment to personal growth. It's important to remember that seeking feedback is not a one-time event but a continuous practice. Regularly checking in with others and inviting their perspectives allows us to stay attuned to our growth and development. As we evolve, our goals and aspirations may shift, and so will the feedback we need. By embracing this ongoing dialogue, we create a dynamic framework for growth that adapts to our changing needs and circumstances. Ultimately, seeking feedback is about more than just improving our skills or performance. It's about embracing the journey of becoming our authentic selves. By inviting the input of others, we honor the interconnectedness of our experiences and recognize that growth often happens in community. Through this practice, we can cultivate deeper self-awareness, foster meaningful relationships, and create lives filled with purpose and connection. In doing so, we not only enrich our own journeys, but also empower those around us to do the same. Building resilience is a vital and transformative process that equips us to navigate the inevitable challenges and adversities of life. Resilience is not simply about bouncing back from setbacks, it's about growing stronger through adversity and learning to thrive amidst uncertainty. It requires us to confront our fears, embrace vulnerability, and cultivate a mindset that recognizes the inherent value of struggle as a catalyst for growth. At its core, resilience begins with self-awareness. It involves understanding our emotions, acknowledging our pain, and recognizing how we respond to stress and adversity. When we take the time to reflect on our experiences, we gain valuable insights into our strengths and areas for growth. This awareness allows us to identify patterns in our reactions, enabling us to make conscious choices about how we respond to life's challenges. By acknowledging our feelings without judgment, we create a safe space for healing and growth. Embracing vulnerability is another critical aspect of building resilience. It can be tempting to put on a brave face and pretend that we have it all together, especially in a world that often equates strength with stoicism. However, true resilience requires us to acknowledge our struggles and lean into the discomfort. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to deeper connections with others and invite support and empathy into our lives. This shared experience of vulnerability fosters a sense of belonging and reminds us that we are not alone in our challenges. Cultivating a growth mindset is essential for resilience. This perspective encourages us to view challenges as opportunities for learning and growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. When we adopt a growth mindset, we become more adaptable and open to change. We recognize that setbacks are not reflections of our worth, but rather stepping stones on the path to personal development. This shift in perspective empowers us to take risks, embrace new experiences, and approach challenges with curiosity and optimism. Building resilience also involves developing healthy coping strategies. Life can be unpredictable, and it's crucial to have tools at our disposal to manage stress and navigate difficult emotions. Engaging in self-care practices such as mindfulness, exercise, and creative expression can help us recharge and find balance amidst turmoil. These practices not only promote our well-being but also serve as reminders of our capacity to care for ourselves, reinforcing our inner strength. Moreover, fostering a supportive community is instrumental in building resilience. Surrounding ourselves with people who uplift and encourage us creates a strong foundation for growth. When we share our struggles and triumphs with others, we reinforce the idea that we are all interconnected and that our experiences resonate with those around us. This sense of community provides a safety net during challenging times, reminding us that we have a support system to lean on when needed. Resilience is also about setting realistic goals and celebrating small victories along the way. As we navigate challenges, it's important to break down our goals into manageable steps. This approach allows us to focus on progress rather than perfection, fostering a sense of accomplishment even amidst adversity. Recognizing and celebrating these small victories can boost our confidence and motivate us to keep pushing forward. Ultimately, building resilience is a lifelong journey that requires patience, commitment, and self-compassion. It involves recognizing that setbacks are a natural part of life, and that our ability to navigate them is what ultimately shapes our character. As we cultivate resilience, we learn to embrace the complexities of life with grace and authenticity. We discover that our struggles do not define us, rather, they contribute to our growth and shape our narrative. In this journey, we empower ourselves to face life's challenges head on, emerging stronger, wiser, and more connected to ourselves and others. Through resilience, we unlock the potential to not only survive but to thrive, transforming our adversities into stepping stones toward a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Prioritizing connection is a fundamental aspect of the human experience, serving as a powerful antidote to feelings of isolation and loneliness. In a world that often glorifies individual achievement and self sufficiency, it's easy to forget the importance of nurturing our relationships with others. Yet, true fulfillment comes from fostering deep, meaningful connections that enrich our lives and provide a sense of belonging. At its core, connection requires vulnerability. It invites us to share our authentic selves with others, to reveal our fears, hopes, and dreams. This act of vulnerability can be daunting, as it often involves taking risks and facing the possibility of rejection. However, it is through these moments of openness that we forge the strongest bonds. When we allow ourselves to be seen, we create an environment where others feel safe to do the same. This reciprocal exchange fosters trust, empathy, and understanding, forming the foundation of genuine connection. Cultivating connection also means being present and fully engaged in our interactions with others. In a fast-paced world filled with distractions, it's all too easy to let our attention wander, whether through technology or our busy schedules. However, prioritizing connection requires us to practice active listening and to be fully present in our conversations. This level of engagement not only deepens our understanding of one another, but also reinforces the message that we value and respect each other's experiences. Moreover, prioritizing connection involves embracing the beauty of imperfection. It's essential to recognize that no relationship is without its challenges. Conflict and misunderstandings are natural parts of any connection. However, how we navigate these challenges can strengthen our relationships. Instead of avoiding difficult conversations or allowing resentment to fester, we can approach these situations with honesty and compassion. By addressing issues openly, we create opportunities for growth and understanding, reinforcing our commitment to one another. The act of prioritizing connection also calls for empathy and compassion. It invites us to recognize the struggles of others and to respond with kindness. When we take the time to check in on our loved ones, offer support, or simply listen without judgment, we create an environment of safety and acceptance. This nurturing of relationships fosters a sense of community and belonging, reminding us that we are all interconnected in our human experience. Furthermore, prioritizing connection can enhance our emotional well-being. Research has shown that strong social connections are linked to improved mental health, increased resilience, and greater overall happiness. When we surround ourselves with supportive individuals who uplift and inspire us, we create a network that fosters growth and encourages us to be our best selves. In this nurturing environment, we are reminded of our worth and the importance of our contributions to the lives of others. As we prioritize connection, it's important to also make space for self-reflection. Understanding our own needs and emotions is vital in fostering healthy relationships. By taking the time to nurture our own well-being, we become better equipped to show up for others. Self-awareness allows us to recognize when we need support and to articulate those needs, creating a dynamic of mutual care and understanding. Ultimately, prioritizing connection is about embracing the richness of our shared human experience. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles or triumphs. We are part of a larger tapestry of relationships that shape our lives. By cultivating meaningful connections, we create a sense of belonging that can carry us through the challenges we face. In this journey of connection, we find not only support and love, but also the profound joy that comes from sharing our lives with others. Embracing this interconnectedness invites us to live more authentically and fully, enriching our lives and the lives of those around us. Emphasizing growth over perfection is a transformative mindset that invites us to embrace the journey of self-discovery and development rather than striving for an unattainable ideal. In a society that often equates success with flawless execution and an unblemished image, it can be easy to fall into the trap of perfectionism. However, when we prioritize growth, we shift our focus to learning, resilience, and the beautiful messiness of life. At the heart of this approach is the understanding that imperfection is a natural part of the human experience. Each of us carries unique strengths and weaknesses, and recognizing this inherent complexity allows us to foster a more compassionate relationship with ourselves. When we let go of the need for perfection, we open ourselves up to the possibilities that come from embracing our vulnerabilities and acknowledging that mistakes are not only inevitable but also essential for growth. These missteps become invaluable learning opportunities that help us gain insights into our values, desires, and capabilities. Emphasizing growth over perfection encourages us to adopt a mindset of curiosity and exploration. Instead of fearing failure, we can approach challenges with a sense of adventure, recognizing that each step forward, no matter how small, contributes to our development. This mindset empowers us to take risks, try new things, and venture outside our comfort zones where true growth occurs. By celebrating our efforts and progress, we cultivate a deeper appreciation for the journey itself, rather than fixating solely on the end result. Moreover, prioritizing growth helps to build resilience. Life is filled with ups and downs, and our ability to navigate these fluctuations depends on our mindset. When we view setbacks as opportunities for learning, we develop the resilience to bounce back and adapt to new circumstances. This perspective allows us to cultivate a greater sense of self-efficacy, reinforcing the belief that we can handle whatever challenges come our way. Emphasizing growth empowers us to maintain a sense of agency over our lives, knowing that we have the tools to learn and adapt. Additionally, this focus on growth fosters a culture of empathy and understanding in our relationships. When we share our struggles and acknowledge our imperfections, we create a space for others to do the same. This collective vulnerability promotes deeper connections and reinforces the idea that we are all in this together. It encourages a sense of belonging, reminding us that everyone faces challenges and that our shared experiences can bring us closer. Setting realistic goals is another key component of emphasizing growth over perfection. When we establish goals that reflect our values and aspirations, we create a roadmap for our journey. However, it's essential to remain flexible and open to change as we progress. Life is unpredictable, and our goals may need to evolve as we learn and grow. This adaptability allows us to stay aligned with our true selves while navigating the complexities of life, ensuring that our aspirations remain meaningful and relevant. Self-compassion plays a crucial role in this journey. When we encounter setbacks or feel inadequate, it's important to approach ourselves with kindness rather than harsh self-criticism. By treating ourselves with the same compassion we would offer a friend, we create a nurturing environment that encourages growth. This practice reminds us that we are deserving of love and acceptance regardless of our imperfections. Ultimately, emphasizing growth over perfection is about embracing the richness of our experiences and honoring our journey. It invites us to celebrate the lessons learned along the way and to recognize that growth is not a destination but a lifelong process. By shifting our focus to growth, we cultivate a sense of joy and fulfillment that transcends the confines of perfectionism. In doing so, we empower ourselves to live authentically, pursue our passions, and build meaningful connections with others, all while honoring the beautiful, imperfect journey that is life. Engaging in reflection is a powerful practice that allows us to pause, look inward, and gain deeper insights into our thoughts, feelings, and experiences. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to become caught up in the demands of our responsibilities, leaving little room for self-exploration. However, taking the time to reflect is essential for personal growth, self-awareness, and emotional well-being. Reflection invites us to create a space for introspection, where we can examine our beliefs, motivations, and behaviors. This process encourages us to ask ourselves critical questions. What are my values? How do my actions align with those values? What lessons can I draw from my experiences? By engaging in this kind of thoughtful inquiry, we can cultivate a greater understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. It allows us to connect the dots between our past and present, illuminating patterns and insights that can guide our future. Moreover, reflection fosters a sense of mindfulness, enabling us to be fully present in our lives. In a world that often promotes distraction and busyness, taking a step back to reflect helps us slow down and appreciate the moment. This practice encourages us to savor our experiences, both the joyful and the challenging, as valuable parts of our journey. By fully experiencing our emotions, we create an opportunity for healing and growth rather than pushing our feelings aside or burying them beneath the surface. Engaging in reflection also encourages vulnerability. It takes courage to confront our fears, insecurities, and shortcomings, but it is through this vulnerability that we uncover the truth about ourselves. Reflection provides a safe space for us to acknowledge our imperfections and recognize that we are not alone in our struggles. By embracing our humanity and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we cultivate a deeper connection with ourselves and with others. This authenticity strengthens our relationships as we become more comfortable sharing our thoughts and feelings with those we care about. In addition to fostering self-awareness and vulnerability, reflection can serve as a catalyst for change. When we take the time to examine our thoughts and behaviors, we can identify areas for improvement and set meaningful goals for the future. This process empowers us to take ownership of our lives and to make conscious choices that align with our values and aspirations. Instead of being swept along by external circumstances, reflection helps us reclaim our agency and move forward with intention. To make reflection a meaningful part of our lives, it can be helpful to establish a regular practice. Whether through journaling, meditation, or simply taking a few quiet moments each day to think, carving out time for reflection allows us to integrate this practice into our routines. Setting aside this dedicated time can transform our relationship with ourselves, providing us with clarity and direction. Additionally, sharing our reflections with others can deepen our understanding and foster connection. Engaging in conversations with trusted friends or mentors allows us to gain new perspectives and insights that we may not have considered on our own. This exchange of ideas can lead to meaningful discussions that challenge our thinking and inspire us to continue our journey of growth. Ultimately, engaging in reflection is about honoring our experiences and embracing the journey of self-discovery. It invites us to be curious about ourselves and our lives, fostering a deeper connection with our inner selves and the world around us. As we cultivate this practice, we empower ourselves to navigate life with greater awareness, authenticity, and resilience. Reflection becomes a guiding light, illuminating our path as we seek to understand ourselves more fully and live with intention. In this process, we learn to celebrate our progress, acknowledge our challenges, and embrace the beautiful complexity of being human. Being patient is a profound practice that requires us to cultivate a deep sense of understanding and compassion toward ourselves and our experiences. In a world that often glorifies immediacy and quick results, the art of patience can feel challenging and, at times, countercultural. Yet, embracing patience allows us to honor the process of growth and transformation, recognizing that meaningful change often unfolds over time. At the core of patience lies the acceptance of our human imperfections and the complexities of life. We live in a society that often promotes perfectionism and speed, leading us to believe that we must have everything figured out right away. However, true growth is rarely linear, and it often comes with its own set of challenges and setbacks. When we embrace patience, we grant ourselves the grace to navigate this journey without the pressure of needing to achieve instant success. This understanding allows us to acknowledge our struggles, recognize that they are part of the process, and move forward with self-compassion. Practicing patience also involves fostering a mindset of resilience. Life is filled with ups and downs, and our ability to navigate these fluctuations depends on our willingness to remain present in the moment, even when it feels uncomfortable. Patience encourages us to hold space for our emotions, to be with ourselves during difficult times, and to recognize that healing and growth take time. This resilience allows us to weather life's storms with grace, trusting that we will emerge on the other side with new insights and a deeper understanding of ourselves.